freeway. We have already passed the 605, and the units were in trail, but they're now in surveillance mode. They're letting the helicopter track this pickup truck moving at a high rate of speed here. It's traveling at least 80 miles an hour, but again, they're in surveillance mode as the airship tracks this pursuit. It all started on surface streets near Valley Boulevard, made its way southbound to the the 60 freeway, got on westbound, and now we're hearing that it's a stolen pickup truck. So now a stolen pickup truck that the Sheriff's Department has been pursuing, and it's likely that the CHP will start to take over this pursuit as it continues westbound towards the 710 freeway.
Gil Levis above, again on westbound 60 freeway. That vehicle going 80 miles per hour, like you mentioned, as you can see here, kind of swerving between traffic, getting very close to other vehicles as it's passing.
We have no map.
You hope that this person can slow down and get off of the freeway, because right now it looks very dangerous. This person, again, going about 80 miles per hour, swerving in and out of traffic here. This here is westbound 60 freeway. Thank you for joining us and staying with us. This is a stolen pickup truck, we're told. Gil, when exactly did this start? Because you picked it up pretty quickly.
Literally about 5 minutes ago, we were on our way to go look at the Rose Parade floats as we heard this pursuit break out. So we were just a couple minutes away, and now we're westbound 60 freeway. And again, like you said, stolen vehicle, stolen pickup truck here. And because of the speeds, the Sheriff's Department pulled back. They're in surveillance mode, and I'm listening for the CHP to pick up this pursuit very soon here. But unfortunately, right now we don't have our map system in operation, but I can tell you that we are westbound 60 approaching San Gabriel Boulevard as the truck splits traffic here. I can tell you the traffic is moderate, I can say that, going westbound towards LA. And it looks like it'll continue to be moderate, the driver being able to swerve in and out of lanes there and avoiding those other cars. I'm going to come out to a wider shot so we can see what's behind, if those units are still in trail or if any CHP units are coming in, but we don't see any. But look at those speeds, Pedro, as he hits the gas here and passes that tanker truck.
Oh, he came really close to that tanker truck right there. You just worry about those people on, again, westbound 60 freeway as he continues to swerve, or this person. We don't know who's in this vehicle. We don't know if it's multiple people, if possibly someone's in the passenger seat at this point. We do know that this person, though, however, is driving dangerously, swerving in and out of traffic, not using blinkers, just going in between trucks, as we saw just a few minutes ago, cutting off a big rig. This here, again, westbound 60 freeway. This started in the city of Industry. Just came in a few minutes ago. As Gil Levis mentioned, he was on his way to take a look at the floats at the Rose Parade. And it looks like right now, Gil, he may be getting off. Where exactly is he getting off?
Oh, man, he just squeezed by that car, almost hitting it. Let me get a location here for you. It might be going right back on the freeway. Let's see here. Some of these on-ramps and off-ramps have a little transition road that puts you back on the freeway, but it looks like, no, it's on a side street right now. So exiting the 60 freeway, hard on the brakes here. He's going to have heavy traffic up ahead, and look out. Here he goes, using that shoulder. He's going to make a, well, I thought maybe a right turn, but no, he goes right through, weaving in and out of traffic. So dangerous. We believe this is Potrero Grande that the car is on right now. But again, high rates of speed like he's on the freeway. Yeah. It's unbelievable because look at that. Here's some traffic flowing right through these intersections at a crazy rate of speed. So dangerous. A lot of people out on the roads right now and people on the street walking as well. So they don't see this coming. But right now, off the freeway, the CHP will not be engaging once they go off the freeway like that, but he's paralleling the freeway, the 60 freeway. Here he comes hard on the brakes. He's going to make a left turn underneath the freeway. We'll see which way the driver goes, or maybe tries to bail out underneath the freeway here. We're going to come to a stop here and look at the truck. He's going to force his way through that intersection. Red light. He goes through southbound away from the 60 freeway.
So at this point, I
believe this is
Gil.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, Strive, you've seen a lot of these pursuits. What can officers, police, what can they do at this point? Because again, like you mentioned, he's going very fast, swerving in and out of traffic, not slowing down when he's approaching intersections, just extremely dangerous here.
He's in a neighborhood going through
It looks like we are having just a couple technical difficulties, Gil. But as we see your shot here, just passing, look at that, blowing through that intersection. And that was clearly a red light. He just blew right through this driver, whoever it is. don't know if it's one person in the car, two people in the vehicle, but we do know it is a stolen pickup truck. This is westbound. This person was on westbound 60 freeway. It started in Industry. Reports came in. Gil Levis was on his way to another scene when that call came in. And as you can see so far, this driver has been very, very dangerous, slowing down now and behind this Tesla. Gil, where exactly are we?
Yeah, I'm back with you. We're trying to get a locator for you right now. We don't have our map system working at this time, unfortunately, but you can see him going through these surface streets, not caring at all who's in front of him. I can tell you it's going to be very difficult for officers to get into position. They do have the airship overhead, but to try to get a spike strip in there, maybe. But look at this. The vehicle's stopping right here. This might be over.
Person's
and
bailing.
He's outrunning. The driver is outrunning on foot. We're going to keep an eye on the driver. It looks like it might be a female with a backpack, and that's what the helicopter overhead is saying. Dark clothing. She's going to jump a fence here, and this is off of Hubbard Street.
Oh, yeah.
And over the fence there into someone's backyard, and then around. So we're going to try to get around to see where this person goes. But again, the driver bailing out here off of Hubbard Street, and so far I'm listening to the scanner, and it sounds like maybe ran into the house here off of McKinley and Hubbard.
And you mentioned a female wearing a backpack, and we only saw one person run out of that vehicle. So it doesn't look like at this point there's a passenger in that stolen pickup truck. Right now, it looks like we have lost visual, but CHP is there. As you see, law enforcement, they have their helicopter as well. Gil Levis just reporting that the person possibly went inside of the home. So anyone in this neighborhood, please close your doors, lock your doors. We do not know who this person is or what they have with them, but it is a woman with a backpack, hop the fence, and once they it looks like we have lost visual at this point, but law enforcement's there, as you see, shining a light on the neighborhood.
Yeah, Pedro, you can see how far the driver made it away from the truck. It's at the top of the screen right now, but they believe the driver is here, maybe inside of this front door entry, or possibly made entry into that home. It's unclear right now, but the officers here on scene are looking for that suspect right now. You see lights from the night sun and the flashlights from the officers. They're moving into the area here, but the airship does not believe that driver made its way anywhere away from this location. They're looking at that front door very carefully here, but it looks like nobody's there. So maybe made entry into the house, or maybe slipped all of our view and made away from the scene.
And again, this all started in Industry just about 10 minutes ago. Gil Levis was on his way to the parade to see the floats at the Rose Parade when this broke out. The driver at one point going 80 miles per hour on westbound 60 freeway, and then got off and was swerving through traffic, going through intersections without slowing down at all. Just continuing very dangerous driving, eventually ending right here, stopping the vehicle. And it looks like we have officers there taking a look to see if there's anyone else inside of that car, inside of the pickup, the stolen pickup. It doesn't look like there's anyone else inside. The driver, a female with a backpack wearing all black, eventually running down that alleyway that you see there, hopping a fence, and right where that CHP, they have the lights on, is where that person hopped the fence. We haven't seen that woman since, possibly getting inside of that home or around it. Anyone who lives in this neighborhood in East LA, you're asked to please just lock your doors and stay inside, and we'll keep you updated with the very latest. Gil, what's the cross sections there?
We're trying to get the cross streets here. Unfortunately, I'm not hearing the units talking about it right now, but it definitely was a pickup truck. They were in surveillance mode, and a stolen pickup truck, and that's that driver jumping into what looks like, they believe this house went inside the door and might be barricaded now inside that home. So sheriff's deputies on scene. It's East LA sheriffs that have taken over the call here. They have cleared the vehicle, that pickup truck, the stolen pickup truck. Nobody else inside the truck, but now they're still looking for that outstanding driver who jumped the fence and then possibly went into this door here in East LA.
It was very dangerous, Gil. The pursuit didn't last too long. Possibly, what would you say, 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, about that, Pedro. It was about 15 minutes, I would say, but very dangerous, especially when the units pulled off on the ground. They backed away and gave the driver some room. Usually that works, and that gives the driver some leeway. They usually slow down, but in this case, that driver just was hard on the gas pedal, weaving in and out. It was a very dangerous situation on surface streets and on the freeway, as a matter of fact. But again, here's this home here on the corner. I believe they said it was off of Hubbard Street, but they're waiting to see if they can find a way to get in that house, or at least search it for that suspect. Again, it looked like a female with wearing a backpack and black clothing that had was driving this stolen pickup truck. Again, this all started in the city of Industry, made its way through La Puente for a while, got down to the 60 freeway, went west on the 60, and then exited a short time later off of one of the surface streets here near East LA. And very dangerous on those surface streets, running red lights and cutting off people.
It really was. Going through intersections without slowing down, hitting speeds of close to 80 miles per hour, even on the local streets. It was extremely dangerous before that football started. Again, they're looking right now for a female wearing all black, a backpack, hopping the fence and going what they believe at this point is into this home. So they are monitoring this and staying on top of this. Anyone in that East LA neighborhood, if it looks familiar, please just lock your doors and we'll keep you updated. And of course, stay with us. We'll keep you updated with the very latest, and we'll keep checking in with Gil Labus as we continue to follow this developing situation. Remembering America's golden girl, loved ones and fans mourning the death of beloved Hollywood icon Betty White. The outpouring of tributes from around the world. COVID cases continuing to surge in LA County. The alarming number out today as demand for testing kits increases. Suspected robbers now in custody. How police track down the suspects behind a sting of armed robberies in IE. LA's only local news at 6:30 starts right now. Good evening, I'm Pedro Rivera in tonight for Micah Ullman. Hollywood stunned tonight to learn America's sweetheart, the legendary Betty White, has passed away at the age of 99, just weeks before her 100th birthday. Fans around the world are celebrating the actor who made so many people laugh for years. KTLA's Chris Wolf joins us live from the Hollywood Walk of Fame with reaction from the star's death. Chris.
Good evening, Pedro. Fans have been coming in waves throughout the evening. They will surround Betty White's star here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They're taking pictures with their phones, paying respects, or dropping off flowers and candles. I spoke to one man earlier. He said he had been texting today with a buddy. They were joking around, but then this.
And then All right. If you have stuck with us after our 6 o'clock broadcast, thank you so much. We hope we pick up some more people as we get going here. But this is the end of a pursuit that wound up in East Los Angeles. And the woman who was driving a stolen truck wound up running into this house we see. This is on Hubbard and School Avenue. There is the truck right there, abandoned in the middle of School Avenue in East Los Angeles. She got out, ran down an alley behind this house, hopped a fence. You can see a blue tarp in the backyard of this house. So she jumped over the fence back there, made her way under the tarp between the two houses and ran right into the front door. Didn't seem to have any trouble getting in there. And that happened about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Since that happened, we have seen several people emerge from that home. Just 3 or 4 minutes ago, a couple with a baby came out. They made their way down the street through sheriff's deputies who are now standing watch outside of this home, have it completely surrounded. And then 2 more people made their way out of the home separately. And so now 4 people have emerged from this house on Hubbard Street and School Avenue as we await to see what happens. The driver of that stolen truck is inside somewhere. The house is surrounded. Sheriff's deputies are on post on every side of this home. We've seen a couple of them continue to shine their flashlights at the front door, in the window, down the alleyway to make sure that this person has not been able to escape. But really, there's nowhere for them to go. This entire neighborhood has now been locked down, and you can see sheriff's vehicles, patrol cars, patrol units right there, and deputies have been standing post. It doesn't seem to be a very high level of tension here. I don't think anyone has their weapons drawn. They're just kind of standing watch, waiting to make sure that this ends peacefully, and we have no reason to believe that the woman was armed. But of course, once you enter a residence, you just don't know. And so I think the hope is that this woman realizes here comes 2 more people. Neither of these appear to be the driver. So this is now 6 people and a baby who have emerged from this property. Makes you curious as to what is going on inside, whether this is just a large family gathering for New Year's Eve, and whether this driver knows this home, knows the family inside, knows the people inside, or whether it was just a random house that she chose to stop at and run in. You would have to imagine that this is a location she knows, but of course we don't know that. And none of the people emerging from this house seem to be agitated, moving very quickly. It seems as if they know what's happening, and it doesn't seem like a very dangerous situation for them. And the sheriff's department's demeanor, the deputy's demeanor, would kind of mirror that as well. There is no really heightened tension. We see a lot of these pursuits end, and deputies or LAPD or officers, CHP, they know there is a risk, and their actions kind of display that. But no guns drawn, really kind of calm, casual, walking around demeanor. Tells you they don't believe that this is a situation fraught with a lot of danger for them. So we continue to watch. LASD, the sheriff's department, has an airship overhead. That's the night sun they have splashed on this home and the home next door from the air. And this had been a CHP pursuit down the 60 freeway, reaching speeds of over 100 miles an hour on the 60, just really driving recklessly through Montebello on side streets, neighborhood streets, going 40, 50, 60 miles an hour on streets not made to go that fast. They are the gullies in between roads, speed humps along the way, and portions where there were cars parked on both sides of the road, and not a lot of room for traffic to make its way through when you're talking cars going in both directions. And we saw that several times. But here we stand at about 6:50, 10 minutes before the hour, and we are waiting to see how this will come to a conclusion. The female driver is now inside that house on the left at the corner of Hubbard and School. And boy, on New Year's Eve, those people inside who have emerged, you have to wonder, had no idea that their New Year's Eve evening would take such a turn. And what this could have been a nice celebratory night for them has now turned into kind of chaos, and been getting kicked out of their home, having the sheriff's department surround them, and whether it's someone they know or not, their night thrown into disarray. You can see now deputies just kind of standing, assessing the situation, not completely behind the cover of their they're a sheriff's vehicle. They open the doors there when they stop in a situation like this to offer themselves a little more protection. And there you see that deputy backing out of that protection, getting a drink of water. So calm demeanor. Hopefully one of the people who came out of this house maybe alerted the deputies that maybe this woman will emerge peacefully in just a little bit. You know, we see times when on these pursuits, when drivers know that the jig is up, it is done, and they're not going anywhere. They just want a little extra time, a couple more minutes of freedom before they know their night will be ending in jail somewhere. And so that's likely what's happening inside, but we just don't know. Vehicles lining the streets here in all four directions. If we can take a wide shot, we saw that just a little bit ago, just how wide a swath the Sheriff's Department has posted deputies around here. So going up Harding Avenue, making sure that there's no way to escape on this, and there's nowhere to go. And we often see in these situations too, even if someone's driving, they'll be watching the coverage on their phone, on streaming. If they're inside a house like this, the opportunity to turn on the television and watch their own coverage of their own barricade situation, their own pursuit. And so that is a possibility too. Now has access to televisions, perhaps Wi-Fi, their own phone can watch what's happening. But a close eye being trained on the front door of this home as we await to see if this driver, this woman, will emerge peacefully and bring this long chapter to a close in a way that I think everyone wants to see it happen, with no kind of altercation, confrontation with the Sheriff's Department. Again, it was California Highway Patrol that had been engaging this suspect. We didn't see a lot of vehicles on the roadway in terms of law enforcement. They were giving her a lot of space to go. And often that's when a driver is just driving too fast, too dangerously, too recklessly, and they don't want to endanger the lives of innocent drivers. And it didn't make a difference in this case because she was tearing down the 60 freeway at over 100 miles an hour, got off and continued to drive recklessly and way too fast on surface streets through Montebello, making her way to East Los Angeles, where we now see what is going on here. And so we are approaching the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. We're going to kind of hop off here and start our 7 o'clock broadcast on KDOC TV. So we'll give this a couple minutes, keep an eye on this, see if anything else is going to happen. And then we'll sign off for a couple minutes as we get ready for our 7 o'clock broadcast. If you are streaming with us right now, you can continue on. And once we hit the 7 o'clock mark, you can hop over to KDOC TV. And that way you'll get your phone back and be able to, you can tweet at us or check out Facebook as you watch us and continue coverage of this, I guess you can call it a barricade situation in East Los Angeles. But for now, not a lot going on. LASD has a handle on this situation. Again, very calm demeanor from the deputies surrounding this home. And right there, that truck remains, and we see the deputies, the Sheriff's Department vehicles, just kind of on either side of this to make sure that no one can approach. This is now a piece of evidence in this case, and hopefully this truck can make it back to its rightful owner tonight before too long, but a lot of times they're held up in processing. But that would be nice if these people could spend New Year's Eve with their vehicle back in their own possession after having it stolen. I believe out of the City of Industry. If we'll have to check whether that's where this pursuit began, or that just might be where California Highway Patrol picked it up, or the Sheriff's Department airship. So we're still checking on all these things. It's still early in this investigation. This one came to an end pretty quickly after it began when we were covering it. But still watching that front door and watching the windows, haven't seen really any movement. And I think it was 7 people have emerged from the house now, 7 and a really small baby, it looked like. And so now out into the cold of New Year's Eve as this woman continues to wreak havoc on a lot of people's lives on New Year's Eve in a way that I'm sure no one wanted to see happen. So we will keep our Air 7 HD in the air. We will keep our stream going here, and we're going to sign off for just a couple minutes until we pop back on for our 7 o'clock broadcast, ABC 7 Eyewitness News on KDOC TV, which will begin in just about 4 minutes. So we will sign off here, and we'll see you then.
Live from ABC 7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on KDOC TV.
How lucky can a 90-year-old broad be? I have